What if the happiest day of your life suddenly became your worst nightmare? Imagine standing just moments away from saying, "I do," only to discover that the greatest detective in the world, your own brother, has vanished without a trace. No goodbye, no ransom note, just a handful of cryptic clues left behind for only one person to solve. And that person is Enola Holmes. Today, we're diving into the complete story of Enola Holmes 3, breaking down every twist, every hidden clue, and every shocking reveal from beginning to end. This movie doesn't just deliver another mystery, it pushes Enola further than ever before, forcing her to choose between the life she's always dreamed of and the detective she's destined to become. So settle in, because this adventure is filled with kidnappings, secret codes, betrayals, long-buried conspiracies, and one mastermind who's been planning every move from the shadows. Let's begin. After solving two unforgettable mysteries, Enola Holmes is no longer simply known as Sherlock Holmes' younger sister. She's become a respected detective in her own right. People now seek out Enola because of her intelligence, courage, and remarkable ability to notice details everyone else overlooks. She's built a successful detective agency, solved difficult cases, and earned a reputation that even Sherlock himself respects. Life finally seems to be moving in the right direction. Her relationship with Lord Tewkesbury has grown stronger than ever. Their playful friendship has blossomed into genuine love, and now they're getting married. But Enola's excitement is mixed with uncertainty. Deep down, questions keep circling through her mind. Can someone as independent as Enola Holmes really become a Victorian nobleman's wife? Would marriage mean giving up the freedom she's fought so hard to earn? Would she stop being Enola Holmes and simply become Lady Tewkesbury? Those doubts quietly linger beneath her smile. Still, everyone gathers for the grand wedding on the beautiful Mediterranean island of Malta. For Enola, it's a completely new world. Instead of London's crowded streets and smoky alleyways, she's surrounded by dazzling blue waters, towering cliffs, ancient stone buildings, and warm sunshine. It almost feels like the perfect place for a new beginning. Almost. Because someone has been watching this wedding from the very beginning. Someone who never intended for it to happen. Sherlock Holmes arrives in Malta as well. But unlike everyone else, he isn't celebrating. He has concerns. Sherlock has always admired Enola's independence. He knows how extraordinary she is. To him, she's never been just his little sister. She's his equal. So watching Enola marry into one of Britain's most powerful aristocratic families fills him with unease. He worries that marriage could slowly erase the fearless detective she worked so hard to become. He never tells her exactly what to do, but his doubts are impossible to ignore. Even Enola begins wondering if he's right. Yet before the siblings can settle their differences, everything changes. The next morning, Sherlock disappears. No one sees him leave. No one hears a struggle. He simply vanishes. And he's not the only one. Lady Tewkesbury, Tewkesbury's mother, is gone too. The wedding comes to a complete halt. Panic spreads across the estate. Guests search every hallway. Servants question one another. No one understands what happened. But Enola immediately realizes something important. Sherlock would never disappear without leaving a trail. If he's missing, it's because he wants her to find him. Enola rushes to Sherlock's hotel room. At first glance, everything appears ordinary. But to Enola, nothing is ordinary. She notices a chair pushed slightly out of place. Broken objects scattered across the room. Tiny scratches near the window. Someone fought Sherlock here, and Sherlock fought back. Instead of panicking, Enola slows herself down. Every object becomes evidence. Every detail matters. She carefully studies the room until something catches her attention. A message, written directly onto Sherlock's mirror. Not in ordinary writing. Morse code. Enola quickly translates it. The message contains just one word. Khost. One strange word. Nothing more. No explanation. No instructions. Just Khost. Luckily, Dr. John Watson has arrived in Malta as well. Unlike previous adventures where Watson remained mostly in Sherlock's shadow, this time he becomes one of Enola's closest allies. When Enola asks whether Khost means anything, Watson immediately recognizes it. Khost is a region in Afghanistan. Years earlier, it became one of the major battlegrounds during the Anglo-Afghan War. Watson knows the place because of military history. But why would Sherlock leave the name of a distant battleground as his only clue? The answer isn't obvious. Not yet. Still, Enola knows she's moving in the right direction. Sherlock trusted her to solve this. Now she has to prove he was right. Then Enola remembers something unusual from the previous evening. During dinner, Sherlock wasn't paying attention to the celebration. Instead, he kept watching one particular man, a complete stranger. At the time, Enola assumed Sherlock was simply being Sherlock. Now she realizes he must have suspected something. That mysterious man could be connected to the kidnapping. Without wasting another second, Enola begins searching Malta's crowded streets. Markets overflow with merchants. Music echoes through colorful festivals. Carriages rattle across narrow roads. Somewhere in the middle of all this chaos, her suspect is hiding. Eventually, she spots him. The chase begins. The man runs through busy streets. Enola follows close behind. She leaps over obstacles, pushes through crowds, and refuses to lose him. She's only seconds away from catching him. Then, a gunshot echoes across the city. The man collapses. Someone else has been watching. Someone who doesn't want him talking. Enola reaches him just before he dies. She desperately asks who kidnapped Sherlock. The dying man struggles to breathe. He manages to whisper only one word: Rathe. Then, he's dead. Now Enola has two mysterious clues: Khost and Rathe. Neither makes sense on its own, but together they must point towards something much bigger. What Enola doesn't know is that every step she's taking, every clue she's uncovering, every answer she believes she's finding, is exactly what the real mastermind wants. Because Sherlock's kidnapping is only the beginning, and the true game hasn't even started.
Enola continues searching for Sherlock while the mystery grows more dangerous. A fire suddenly breaks out at the hotel, and Lady Tewkesbury disappears without a trace. During her investigation, Enola meets Maltese revolutionary Mikel Mizzi, who introduces her to the mysterious name Adeline Rathe. At first, Enola believes Rathe is the mastermind behind the kidnappings, but every lead ends with another dead end. Then comes the biggest surprise so far. Professor Moriarty is revealed to be alive and secretly controlling everything from the shadows. Enola also discovers that Sherlock's clues point toward the Anglo-Afghan War in Khost, revealing that the kidnapping is connected to a decades-old military conspiracy involving stolen gold. As Enola, Sherlock's allies, and her mother Eudora work together, they uncover the shocking truth. Years earlier, British soldiers looted a sacred shrine in Khost and stole a fortune in gold before covering up the crime. Tewkesbury's late father played a key role in hiding the treasure after regretting what had happened. Enola eventually discovers the hidden cave containing the gold, only to realize Moriarty has manipulated her from the very beginning into leading her straight to it. A massive confrontation follows as Tewkesbury, Mikel, and their allies arrive to stop Moriarty. Enola then races to Moriarty's hideout, where Sherlock and Lady Tewkesbury are being held captive. The final battle ends with Sherlock and Lady Tewkesbury being rescued. Sherlock nearly kills Moriarty, believing prison will never stop her, but Enola convinces him not to cross that line, proving that justice, not revenge, is what defines the Holmes family. The stolen gold is returned to Khost. The corrupt British officials behind the conspiracy are arrested, and the brigadier finally confesses his crimes. Enola also overcomes her fears about marriage, as Tewkesbury assures her she never has to give up being Enola Holmes. The film ends with a simple cliffside wedding surrounded by family. In the final scene, viewers learn that Adeline Rathe was never a person at all. It was the name of the ship, the Wrath of Adeline, which carried the stolen gold. Moriarty survives, leaving the door open for another sequel, while Enola begins a new chapter of her life as both a detective and a wife.